Before I start this Nanit Pro baby monitor review, I'd like to read from a prepared statement. If you've followed this channel for any length of time, you probably know that I'm a huge fan of Nanit. Mostly because I feel like they do an amazing job of innovating and developing features that are not only quote-unquote cool, but more importantly, are useful to parents. However, it's come to my attention that certain spiritless and quite frankly heinous accusations have been leveled at my character. I have recently been labeled as a heavily sponsored Nanit shill who sold his soul to the corporate overlords in order to make a few extra ducats. So today, I'm here to set the record straight. 1. I'm not currently, nor have I in the past, been sponsored by Nanit. 2. I have not in the past or the present signed an endorsement deal with the Nanit Corporation. 3. If anyone from Nanit is watching this video, then I'd like to know how I get my hands on those Nanit dollars. I don't know if you know this, but we're pretty far along on the development of this kick-ass dad bag, and quite frankly, we could use the money. Let me know where I sign up. Who do I need to speak with? I'm happy to take them dollars off your hands. As it stands, I have received $0, 0 sponsorships, and 0 endorsements. I have received a free unit to test for this Nanit Pro review, but let me be clear. The opinions expressed in this video are mine and mine alone, and are in no way, shape, or form influenced by the kind and, I'm guessing, generous folks at Nanit. Thank you. Now, let's proceed to the Nanit Pro baby monitor review. You're not welcome. It's water free. Can I take this? I'm going to take it. Thanks, folks. I will hopefully not see you around. Hey, this is John with Fathercraft, where we review baby and kid gear and make online courses to make this whole parenting thing just a bit easier. So check us out at fathercraft.com. So in this Nanit Pro baby monitor review, I'm going to talk about the newest features of the Pro model, how useful they are, and cover some areas that didn't see any updates, but maybe kinda should have. So let's start off with a little Nanit Pro floor mount unboxing. Within the box, you obviously get the camera. Now Nanit includes a free belly band wrap, which normally retails for about 20 bucks. And no, the Kardashians are not making tiny waist trainers for your baby, though actually it doesn't seem that far off, which is a bit depressing in its own right, but that's for a whole other video. All right, so there's an attachment for the floor stand that you can mount to the wall to help stabilize the stand. You get the floor stand bars with an attachment for a third leg and the power brick. The floor stand also doubles as a cord management system as the power cord is built into the stand itself, which is a nice little additional safety feature. One of the biggest updates from the older Nanit models, for instance the Nanit Plus, is the camera now streams the video feed in 1080p compared to the Nanit Plus's 960 resolution. Now this is a fairly large update for Nanit, as a few of its main competitors in the Wi-Fi baby monitor space, like the Cubo AI Plus and the Miku Pro, have had this capability for a while now. And as you can see, the clarity is much better compared to the Pluses, especially when the night vision feed is active. Now just a side note here, I'm currently testing the Miku Pro and should have a full review of that monitor coming up soon. And because of that, I'm gonna kind of be dipping in and out of comparing the Nanit Pro to the Miku Pro. But again, that review should be available very soon. The floor stand is basically the same floor stand as the original. It can be set up as a tripod, or you can remove one of the legs, which allows you to place the stand flush against your wall. The main stem of the stand also has these rubber pads which help keep the stand in place. Now, when comparing the Nanit floor stand to the Cubo AI Plus or the Miku Pro, it's definitely my favorite. It's taller, very sturdy, but also pretty easy to move around and more versatile than the other two with its removable leg. All right, so the other big new feature is found within the app, and that is the ability to measure and track your baby's growth. Now, as far as I know, this feature is an app update, so for those of you who currently own the Nanit Plus, you should still be able to use this feature so long as you have the Nanit crib sheet, which you'll have to purchase for an additional 35 bucks. Getting this feature up and running is pretty straightforward. The app, in my opinion, does a nice job of walking you through the setup steps. However, in full disclosure, we don't currently have a crib set up in our house, and even if I did, I am highly doubtful Calvin would have been a willing participant in the testing of this feature. So I had to settle for the next best thing. Calvin's best friend, Hobbs. The first thing the app does is take a short video of your baby. From the video, you're asked to pick a still image that you'll use to set the tracking points. I'll quickly note that you have to have a lot of light in order for this stage of the setup to work, so keep that in mind as you're going through this process. Also, similar to having to manually initiate the breathing monitoring feature, you have to manually set the tracking points each time you want to collect a measurement. Now, as far as the usefulness of this feature, the jury's still out for me. The childless woman on Team Fathercraft thinks a baby monitor that measures your baby and tracks your growth in an app is just one more thing the parenting industrial complex wants you to obsess and stress about. So take that for what it's worth. But again, I wasn't able to extensively test this feature, so in the long term, I can't tell you how accurate the measurements will be. But it's there if you need it. However, you're only out $35 in a crib sheet if you decide that feature is really not worth using all that often. Now, the coaching aspect of the Nanit Insights feature is where the money's at, in my opinion. This feature is powered by something called computer vision, which constantly analyzes your baby's sleep habits and patterns. As it gathers and analyzes more and more data, you'll start to get customized feedback detailing ways you can try and improve the quality of your baby's sleep. It's almost like having a personal sleep coach at your fingertips, and it's unique within the Wi-Fi baby monitor world. All right, since we mentioned the Insights feature, let's go ahead and expound on that. So the Nanit Insights package is not new to Nanit, but every time I revisit the functionality of this feature, I forget how amazing it is. Now, simply put, it's an in-app sleep coach that analyzes your baby's sleep habits and patterns and provides customized feedback on how to ensure your baby is getting the best night's sleep possible. Now, for me, this helps take a lot of the guesswork out of why your baby may be struggling to sleep through the night. With the Insights package, you get access to sleep history, which includes stats around how long your baby slept, how many times you visited the crib at night, how many times your baby woke up, as well as short video clips of any movement or sound activity that happens at night. It also tracks movement in the form of a heat map, and I love myself a good heat map. Basically, this just shows you where your baby moved in the crib throughout the night. Simple, but useful. The Nanit Pro can also monitor your baby's breathing, but there is some overhead involved. First, you have to use one of Nanit's customized sleepwear options in order for the function to work. Now, this is because the sleepwear is designed with unique patterns that the monitor tracks in order to actually monitor breathing rates. Second, you have to manually initiate the breathing monitoring within the app by locking onto the patterns printed on the sleepwear. Now, one thing I didn't realize until quite recently is that you have to have a Nanit Insights package in order to utilize the breathing monitoring feature. Now, again, for comparison, the Miku Pro will monitor breathing automatically and without the use of any wearables, so it's much more user-friendly in my opinion. And this breathing monitor feature comes for free. Now, there's no denying the Nanit Pro is fairly pricey, but it's a bit nuanced, so let me attempt to explain the different pricing options available to you. Just a quick note here. If you're watching this video before Mother's Day of 2021, then you should know that Nanit is running a sale on their site to celebrate Mother's Day. So they're offering the Nanit Pro for $100 off. So if you want the wall mount version, that's $199, or if you want the floor stand version, that's $279. So like I said, $100 off each one of those options, which is a big time sale. So if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. Again, links in the description below. Now, whether you go with the wall mount version, which is $300, or the floor stand version, which starts at $380, you'll get a free year of the basic Insights package, which gives you access to 2 days worth of historical data. After the first year, the basic package is priced at $50 a year, or $5 a month. And then the next year you can opt into is the premium package, which extends access to historical sleep data to 30 days, but will cost you either $100 a year or $10 a month. Now, their highest tier is the unlimited package, and as the name implies, provides unlimited historical sleep data for $300 a year or $30 a month. And remember, in order to use the breathing monitoring function, you have to use Nanit's proprietary sleepwear, either the belly band, a swaddle, sleeping bag, or pajamas. And I'll have links to all of Nanit's sleepwear, plus the camera itself and the Miku and any other baby monitor that we mentioned in this video. There will be links to those sites in our description below. And just a quick note, those links are affiliate links. Now, this is not a sponsorship or an endorsement. It's more like we're working for these people in order to get that little kickback. But again, helps us out a ton at no additional cost to you. So we would appreciate you using them. So is this monitor right for you? Honestly, it boils down to understanding what you find most important in a baby monitor. Now, the fact is that the Nanit Pro offers some extremely useful features, but they come at a higher cost. Also got to think about how often and for how long you're going to use some of these features. So for instance, the breathing monitoring and the measurements tracking they have limited lifespans. So once your baby outgrows Nanit's sleepwear and or her crib, these features become obsolete. And as a parent of kids in this category, I really wanted to see some updates to features that I still use every day. So for instance, the white noise options are still quite limited, especially compared to Miku's Spotify-esque list of choices. I also rely heavily on movement alerts, as Calvin is a big fan of escaping his room at all hours of the night. So if I'm sleeping and he triggers a motion alert, I only get a single alert on my phone, and 10 times out of 10, I'm not going to hear it. So it would be great to have some sort of continuous alert that I have to actually turn off when those events happen. Plus, it would be great if I could schedule when these alerts are triggered, meaning I could set these alerts to be active during Calvin's sleeping periods, again, which Nanit already tracks, and not during the day when Ernie is constantly going in and out of Calvin's room looking for snacks. Now again, Ernie is our rambunctious little golden doodle who has become best friends with Calvin. They actually sleep together at night, and it's the most adorable thing ever, and you know, I tear up when I think about how cute it is. But anyway, hopefully a future app update can include some of these enhancements that would benefit parents with kids who've graduated from the crib. So let me know in the comments what you think of the updates in the Nanit Pro. Do you find them useful, gimmicky, too expensive? So let us know. I realize also that there's a lot of info to sift through. So in an effort to further guide your decision-making, go to fathercraft.com/showdown, and I've made some of our paid stuff free to thank you for hanging around till the very end. Also, if you found this video helpful at all, please give it a thumbs up and definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel. We've got some really exciting updates around the progress of our dad bag, and we'll be sharing a lot of those updates on this channel. So again, be sure to subscribe. All right, folks, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, and maybe it'll be sponsored. Who knows? Probably not, but fingers crossed. Bye.